If you are watching this video, it is either that you are crazy Josh Cravey, or you have watched the video Samish Island Campgrounds Tour and have left a comment on the video entitled Samish Island Campgrounds Tour. Now, if you have watched the video, then I have a couple of questions for you. Number one, why did you watch the video Samish Island Campgrounds Tour? And number two, what did you learn by watching the video Samish Island Campgrounds Tour? Go ahead and leave your comments below. Go ahead and pause the video, leave your comments below, and I'll just wait for you. I can wait. I'm patient. Okay. Now, I too have watched the video Samish Island Campgrounds Tour, and I'm going to address most of this to crazy Josh Cravey. I was highly impressed by what I saw. You have a great campgrounds over there. You've got a gazebo, a fire pit where they can cook your food. They got a dining hall, restrooms, bunk beds. Wow, what a campground. There's even a lake or something out there. It's beautiful. So, I learned quite a bit by watching this video. And anybody that watches this is going to learn a lot by watching this video. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about the things I've learned. I am going to talk about the things that I didn't know after watching this video. So let's go through this. Where is Samish Island? Is it indeed an island? And what was that body of water? Tell me a little history on that body of water that is right next to the island. I would love. Did you get a chance to fish out there? I'm sure that thing's teeming with fish and other wildlife. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, why is it called Samish Island? You never specified. When you're videotaping, this is something I had to learn. I felt so bad about this. I went to Quincy, Illinois and videotaped Looking for Lincoln Heritage Coalition signs, and when I did, I stood too far away from the camera and nobody could hear me. And this is something I noticed in your video as well. So, take it from somebody who made the same mistake as you did. When you're videotaping, don't stand near as far away from the camera. Get a little bit closer so we can all hear what you have to say. Or get a microphone. I don't care which, but do something so that these people can actually hear you. I'm as guilty as you are, so we're kind of all in the same boat. Okay. Now, you were showing us the bathrooms. Is there something special about the bathrooms? Is that like a pure porcelain toilet we're seeing? Are those gold-plated sinks that we're going to see? Are those solid steel pipes that's holding everything together? Love to know all that information. You also showed the electrical room. You know, it must not be easy to maintain power in a campgrounds like that. So, some details on that would be great. Also, I would love to know the situation about the Wi-Fi out there. With people being such web heads these days, yeah, Wi-Fi is going to be really important. Especially when you're talking about an area that's probably not very compatible with Wi-Fi. So you might want to let us know about that. And do they have to actually put satellite dishes up? Does Verizon extend that far? I mean, Verizon says they're everywhere. Well, are they in Samish Island? You know, can you hear us from there? Good question. Okay. You were talking about the laundromat that's there. Is that coin-op? Do you like pay a fee to the campgrounds and then you can use the laundry machines as much as you like? Kind of like to know that. Okay. The dining hall. Boy, was I impressed with the dining hall. When I saw that, I was like, wow, they have a lot of kitchen equipment in there. But there are things that you didn't mention. Number one, what kind of cutlery do they have in there? I mean, is it like pure silver-plated cutlery, or is it just like cheap cutlery? You know, what kind of pots and pans do they have in there? Do they have a refrigerator and a freezer? I mean, come on, you're at a campgrounds. Of course, they're going to eat ice cream. So it might be really important to have a refrigerator and freezer. Okay, so those were things that I think people would have been interested in. Okay? Now, the tables and chairs in the dining hall, are they sturdy? How much weight can they handle? Never mentioned. You are showing us a great big rock between some cabins. Is there some kind of inscription on the rock? Is there some kind of history on the rock? I'd like to know that. Okay. The bunk beds, how sturdy are they? Are they made of solid oak? Are they made of just cheap plywood? You lay on them just the wrong way, suddenly they collapse. I'd love to know that. When was the camp founded? Never mentioned. The flowers in the background. You were between two sets of cabins. There were some flowers. There was some foliage in the background. I would have loved to know more about that. The history of the chapel. Maybe some famous people got married in the chapel at some point. You never know. Alright. Now, when you're talking about the lake itself, whatever body of water that is, was there a major mosquito problem out there? Do they have a major mosquito problem out there? That would be something really to know before you go out in an area like that. And the barbecue pit you were talking about, do you cook just little hot dogs out there, or can you bring big porterhouse steaks? You know, how big is this thing? That kind of stuff would be very interesting to find out. Now, as you have, and I'm going to tell this to crazy Josh Cravey, you obviously have watched my videos, that's why you asked me to do this, and that's why I'm doing this for you. You also know that employers these days are actually reading the comments off of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, you name it, and based on those comments, they're trying to evaluate how good or bad a potential employee would be at their job. And this is why I'm encouraging people to proofread their stuff, especially if they're getting it off a smartphone. You know, you're tapping with the stylus on the smartphone. It's very easy to make mistakes. They do have proofreading apps that you can throw your comments into before you send them out on the internet. And the thing is that employers, that they see poor grammared comments, or they see comments full of spelling errors, or they see a lot of expletives in a comment, they're not going to be very likely to hire you, especially if you're talking about a job in which pays $20 to $25 an hour or better. Okay, so the better your comments on a YouTube like this, the more likely you'll get hired by somebody like that. See what I mean? So that's why I'm encouraging people to leave better, well-formatted, well-proofread, very inquisitive comments on YouTube. Okay, so it looks like 4 people have actually left comments on your video. I'm just assuming here, but I could be wrong. When it comes to Proud Gran and Gramp, I'm assuming that's your grandparents, so I'm not even going to bother with that particular comment. But anyway, we'll go into Shelby Bulger, and she writes, that's the E-cabin I stayed in the retreat. Very decent comment, but don't repeat the word "in" twice, okay? Because employers notice stuff like that. The Extreme 923, I'm not even going to read your comment, mainly because I don't see how it's relevant to the video you just got presented. The other one was Jared Ross. He writes, it's an awesome video, which is okay, except what made the video awesome? What did you find awesome about the video? I mean, take a look at all the notes I took. So, my question to you is, why do you think this video is awesome? Be nice to hear. But anyway, I thank you for inquiring about all this. I thank you for asking me to meet your challenge. I think I have just done so. Hopefully you'll answer these questions. I'd love to see your answers. And maybe it'll stir up some conversation. Let me tell you something. In YouTube world, it's hard to stir up a conversation. This could do it. So, hopefully you'll take the time. You might actually respond to me. You might not. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for inquiring of me. I was glad and pleased to do this. I think your video is very good. So I don't want to babble anymore. I have a real bad tendency to babble, so I'm not going to babble anymore. Thank you very much for your time. You have yourself a wonderful evening, and I'll see you soon. Stay tuned.